Good morning. It is Thursday. I don't know what the date is. I am kicking off this vlog in the exact same place that I closed out the vlog before that I forgot to close out at night, and so closed it out in the morning. I always feel like I have to have like an intro clip and an outro clip for vlogs. I feel like I can't just start talking and then stop talking. I know some YouTube channels do that. I just feel like I can't do that. Anyways, I'm kicking off this vlog, but I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a break from vlogging this morning. I mean, obviously it's gonna go right into whatever the next clip is that I start, which is probably gonna be December daily. But I just feel like I need a break. We finally don't have plans in the morning, and so I kind of want to take advantage of just being able to be at home. I want to tidy up the living room. I want to get some laundry done. Well, I actually already started the laundry. Y'all need more coffee. Not having laundry in our unit was one of the big sacrifices that we made for this place. Like, it was on the would like to have, but not on the deal breaker apartment list, and so we do not have laundry in unit. So I went to put the laundry in, and you have to pay on an app and then press start. I literally put the clothes in, put the soap in, and then just walked out and like set my timer on my phone. It took me probably 2 minutes to realize that I never actually paid and clicked start on the machine. So went back and did that, but anyways, I could use some more coffee. But I could also use a little bit of a break this morning from vlogging to just like power through and get some stuff done around the house. So we will check back in a little bit. The one thing I will say before I jump into my day, I have an audiobook from the library that is due today. And so they will take it from my phone in 7 hours is what the Libby app says. And I have 2 hours left of an audiobook. So that's the other priority, is I need to stop watching Vlogmas videos on YouTube and listen to this audiobook before they take it away in 7 hours. All right, before I put the camera in top down and show you my to-do list for the day and what I've gotten done and what I'm still trying to get to, let's open up today's advent calendar that I just don't have faith in anymore. All right, day 7. Such high hopes for this. All right, we've got eggnog. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Oh, I don't know. I don't know anymore, y'all. Okay, so here's the list I made for today earlier. Because I don't have any timed things, well, let me take that back. I am going to meet some moms, I'll tell you about that in a second, for a walk this afternoon, coffee and a walk. So that was timed, but it was like the one timed thing that I had. And so I didn't want to use up one of my daily planner pads since, like I mentioned yesterday, I'm running low on a day that I didn't absolutely need it. So I decided to just make my list here, and I split it up into 3 sections. This is what I just finished. Okay, so I have the December daily section. I needed to do the voiceover from yesterday's chunk for that vlog, and then I'm hoping to get to day 2 and day 3 and the voiceovers for those. I sent photos for yesterday, and then I also sent, if you watched any of my December daily stuff, I sent the little photos for the Be Real page. We'll see how those turn out. I'm hoping to pick those up while I'm out today on the walk. And then I needed to prep today's vlog. It was the first day that I uploaded the video, or I got the video done late. I didn't get to it yesterday. And then I do want to prep tomorrow's at some point. And then I want to go through all the Vlogmas suggestions from you both on Instagram and then in the comments of that first Vlogmas video and compile that together. In my head, I'm like, oh, we have so much time. And now I'm like, it's already the 7th. Like, it's flying by. And then personal things, I went ahead and did the money thing. I talked about that yesterday. Some other things that I would like to get to today. So while I have the camera in top-down mode, I am going to do, let's see. I have about 40 minutes before I need to, no, that's not true. I have 40 minutes before we need to leave. So I probably have 30 minutes or so to do something before we need to pack up and get out of here. So I definitely will get through day 2, and we'll see if I also get through day 3. Moving on to day 2, I quickly realized that I was going to have to remove that one in order to get my things and my pictures into those pockets. I do always get pictures printed based on whatever the prior day was. So I have a bunch of 3x4s, and then I do end up with a 6x8 on the other side because I know the back is going to be a big picture of our tree. If that hadn't been the case, I'm not sure what I would have done, but because I was behind on December daily, it kind of worked out. So I start by picking out a number 2, and then I'm trying to pick one one giant thing to go on the bottom of that picture. And I end up going with this giant joy, which I debated centering, but then it kind of looked weird on her leg. So I ultimately put it on the left side. And then I start pulling out some stars to kind of tie both pages together and add in a bunch of stars. And turns out that one star is almost perfectly burnt orange from that puffy star kit. And then kind of moving pictures around, trying to decide which pictures are going to get stars and which ones aren't. I learned somewhere that having 3 of something is very visually appealing to the eye. So I knew I wanted to have 3 and have them kind of placed in strategic spots so there weren't 2 right next to each other. So I start getting everything stuck down to the pictures, and now it's time to put on the stars. So I put on the ones on the big picture first, and then trying to figure out where I want one on this side. Then I'm debating the little stars, and for a second I almost don't add any. I'm like, let me just keep it really simple, but then I decide to put one little star on each of the small pictures, and that is it for this day. I end up keeping it very simple, but I think the pictures just say a lot about how much fun we had that day watching the Texas game with our family and our little girl. And of course, super happy that Texas won as well. I really love how this layout turned out. 3 is all about decorating our Christmas tree. So I knew I wanted a big giant 6x8 photo of our tree. And then originally on the other side, I was going to do a page protector that had 12 of these little 2x2 squares. But then as I was going through supplies, I found this journaling card that says something about what I love about our tree. And so I decided to use a page protector pocket that had 1 4x6 for that journaling card, and then 6 little 2x2 squares. So I had to kind of decide which ones of the ornaments I was going to include. Although part of that decision came because I still have not figured out how to get photos printed at the drugstore in the correct 2x2 squares. And ultimately, I also wish I included a photo of Sam at Home Depot when we bought the tree, and I still might go back and add that later. So I pick a pattern paper to go in the pocket as well, thinking I'm going to put that 3. And then I also pick this big around the tree phrase. And I love the way that that looks, but then I really start to struggle to find other elements that kind of match that, which seems weird to me because I buy all my things from Allie Edwards, but none of my like stars or other decorative things look like they go with those around the tree phrases, like the coloring. I don't know. To me, it always kind of looked off. So I ultimately switched back to this Mary and then pick stars that go with that. I knew I wanted to put one on top of the tree because we don't currently have a tree topper on our tree right now. And just like yesterday, I have 3 for that kind of visually appealing 3 on the page. So I'm cutting down the pattern paper here, and then I start adhering all of the different stars and the journaling onto the journal card. And then ultimately decide for the number. Instead of putting it on the journal card, I'm going to put a star on the journal card. And then I put one of the little gold 3s that just matches. That's the same color as the gold on all of the other elements on that journal card. And I really love the simplicity of that. I don't normally do this many 2-page spreads back to back, but I just had so many photos from these days. It'll probably get a little simpler in the future. All right. Feels good to get those 2 days done. I feel like I'm finally starting to make progress on December daily. Still not where I would have been normally, but like, what is normal, right? But in prior years on the 7th, I would have been doing the day 6, not day 2 and 3, but hopefully I will get caught up soon and then we will be back on track. I also meant to tell y'all, like when I was showing you my to-do list, and kind of tell you it's kind of the middle of the day and I got a lot done, but I also got done some things that weren't on that to-do list. I did a load of laundry, I folded that. I took a very nice long shower. As soon as she went down for a nap, I was like, I am gonna take advantage of, no matter what, I'm gonna get a nice long shower. You know, the kinds of showers where you like wash all the things. I used like the clarifying shampoo. My hair's still a little bit wet, but it is supposed to be beautiful outside. So not like warm, super warm, but for December 7th, pretty good. So, but I got a really nice long shower in. I couldn't remember the last time I'd washed my hair before that today. So that felt really good. So now I have a little bit of time to spare. I'm gonna keep chugging on this audiobook that I actually don't know if I'm gonna finish now that I didn't listen to it while I was working on December Daily. For whatever reason, I have been doing December Daily in like silence. I don't know, it's just like nice to have a little bit of silence. So I have not a minute 13, an hour 13 left on this book, and it's due in 3 hours. Oh, now it says 2 hours. And I'm going to meet people in 25 minutes, so. Oh, somebody just texts. I am running a little bit behind. Okay, perfect. Okay, maybe I will get to squeeze in the rest of this audiobook before I go meet them. I literally was like sitting here trying to do the math in my head, and somebody sent a message to the group saying, can we meet a little bit later? Let me quickly tell you that I met mom friends on the internet, which is not totally crazy because we've been making friends on the internet. I mean, one of my best friends ever is I met via the internet. But I joined like a mom of our neighborhood Facebook group, and somebody like a month ago posted, hey, I live in this area, like near these cross streets, and I have a 2-month-old baby girl. Does anybody wanna get lunch? And me and there were 3 others, so 5 total, all live in like, I would say a half a mile radius. I can't remember exactly where everybody lives, but it was all pretty close, like a reasonable walking distance to this restaurant that we chose. And all had little girls. When we had lunch, they were like 8 weeks to 13 weeks or something. They're all within 5 weeks of each other. Lila was pretty much like smack dab in the middle. So it's just awesome. So not all of them are available today, but a couple of them were going to get some coffee and to go for a walk with the girls. So I am very excited to hang out with them. Again, they did something last week, but my mother-in-law was here. So it's kind of one of those things that like it starts out as a group and then you kind of figure out like, who do you click with, and like maybe making some individual plans with some of them on the side, but I'm still trying to get to know them a little bit first. But it's really cool. If you listen to the podcast episode with my mom, it's always with my sister. I was gonna say my mom, my sister, it's my sister and I's podcast. But the episode with my mom, we talked about like making friends, and my sister was like, Facebook, like that's where you're gonna make mom friends, and she was right. You know that moment when you've bit the inside of your lip and then you can't stop biting that same spot because now it's like swollen? That's where I'm at. It's been like that for like 2 days. Anyways, not what I came on here to talk about. I actually made a list on my phone of the things I wanted to make sure that I talked about so I didn't forget, because nowadays if something doesn't get written down, it doesn't happen in my life. So walk with moms was great. The weather outside is absolutely beautiful today. We were talking about this concept of like Midwesterners guilt, that it's like a really nice day in the winter and you don't get outside because it could be the last nice day for like whoever knows how long. It's supposed to be nice again tomorrow, but I think after tomorrow it's like, who knows? So it was really nice to walk with them and catch up and chat. I feel like I'm getting into the stride with some of the mom friends that I've made, both from this Facebook post I told you about, as well as the new moms group I talked about earlier. I think that was yesterday. But like as the holidays are rolling around, it's hard. Everyone's getting super busy or traveling, and so making plans with them is hard. But I want to like keep doing it. I want to keep trying to make it a priority because I don't want that to fall off, you know, especially once everyone really starts to go back to work. So that was great. What's next? I finished the book, yay. So that's good. It was 4,000 Weeks is what it was called. Time Management for Mortals or something like that. It was good. I think I learned about it from Jessica Braun, who I've talked about before. I love her. It wasn't, I don't know, I feel like she may have raved about it a little bit more than I want to. Let me just say, there were some like aha, like, oh, that's interesting to think about kind of moments, but I didn't really take away anything super concrete that I'm like, I need to change this about my life. So just if you're interested. Okay, so now it is deciding what I'm going to do next. The last thing I wrote about is vlogging guilt. I'm having a little bit of guilt related to vlogging. I think I started to go through the Vlogmas suggestions, and there's some good ones in there, and I haven't finished going through them, and I'm gonna maybe share my thoughts more on all of the lists. Some of the requests that I think were good suggestions or requests that probably aren't gonna happen this year, just given the time frame and a baby, etc. But in general, it got me thinking about how I feel like my vlogging has been either me talking to you, telling you about what I'm gonna do, some sort of planning, or an advent calendar. Like, I feel like that's all it's been. And I feel like it hasn't been all that exciting. And that's probably a lot of pressure just on myself, and I probably just need to let it go. But I just had to be honest. That's what was going through my brain today. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm getting up a video every day in December with a 3-month-old, so I'm proud of that. Even if the videos are not as exciting as I want them to be. And I know I hear it all the time. I hear it in Vlogmas, I hear it in other vlogs. Everyone's always like, it's so much more exciting when you actually show yourself doing something instead of telling us that you did something. And I understand that. But truthfully, a lot of the things I am doing, I'm either doing with my daughter, who I'm being very thoughtful about what I share related to her, or I'm with other people who I'm not necessarily pulling out the camera. Like my family is different because they're used to it at this point, but like going for a walk with mom friends that I just made on the internet, like I wasn't about to pull out my camera with them. Although one of them does have a vlog, a travel and like food blog, which is cool. Or I'm like sitting on my computer doing work. Like, I don't know, I guess I'm trying to think like, what am I doing that I'm not showing? I don't know. Anyway, those are just my thoughts today. Okay, I'm gonna clean up the mess that is the December daily aftermath. I'm really tempted to like do another day while this is all out. I think I said this another day too, which is that's not a normal thing that I have to deal with December daily usually, because I usually am just doing it one day at a time. I'm not behind, and so I have photos I could do another day if I wanted to, but I think 2 is enough for one vlog, and I'll just keep doing 2. It kind of works out now, I think, at this point, because like I can do 2 tomorrow. It's Friday. I don't really have any other big plans until the evening. Same with Saturday and Sunday. I have like one thing each day, but then I have a huge chunk of time that I don't have plans. So just during one of her naps on those days, like I can get 2 more days done, and then I will be all caught up. All right, here's where I'm at with my list. I got all the December daily things done, which feels really good. Videos all prepped. This is partially done, like I mentioned. I still haven't gone through all of them yet. And these things I might get to tonight. We'll see. Really, we'll see how exciting the football game is. Hello, cutie patootie. Look at this wiggly girl. Hi. Hi, you're so cute. This was one of those days that we went from our overnight pajamas to a clean pair of pajamas. Yeah. I knew the only thing we were doing today was going out for a walk, so we just kept it simple. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're so cute. Yeah. Tell me. Are you also excited for Hanukkah? Say, as soon as Daddy's done with work, we'll light the candles, okay? Okay. Okay. All right, I'm watching the movie 4 Christmases, which is one of my favorite Christmas movies because that is our life. It's really 2 Christmases and 2 Hanukkahs, but both of us coming from divorced households, I very much relate to this movie. Obviously not the extremes that are the families in this movie, but anyways, I'm watching it and I had 2 thoughts. One, well, I had a thought and I have a question for you. So first up, my thoughts. I watch this movie every year at Christmas time. And like everything nowadays, I have a different reaction. Like being a mom has just resulted in me reacting to things, even movies I've seen so many times differently. Like I was tearing up at one of the parts. I'm 14 minutes into the movie and I'm already tearing up. Wait till I get to the part where they like decide they want to have a kid. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie, sorry. Like I'm gonna lose it. Anyways, but my question for you, I have 2 questions actually. I wanna make sure that like I don't forget any Christmas movies this year. I have my main ones. I always watch this one. I always watch Elf. I actually have already watched Elf this season. The Grinch, Love Actually, The Holiday. Some of the like really classic Christmas movies that everybody loves, I don't love. Maybe I should give them another try this year now that I have a little one. Like Christmas Vacation has never been a big one for me. What's the other one everybody always talks about this time of year that I'm like, oh, A Christmas Story. I don't know. It's not one of my favorites, but maybe this year I'll give it a chance. I'll give it another chance because I haven't watched it in years. So question 1 is, what is your favorite Christmas movie? The one that you for sure watch every year without fail. Or holiday movie if you don't celebrate Christmas. And then question 2 is, are there any new Christmas movies that you have watched recently? They can either be this year or maybe even last year, because I feel like Netflix and Hulu and all of the like different streaming platforms have been releasing new Christmas movies, and some of them are like absolutely like, no, that's not worth it. Unless you really love those kind of cheesy Christmassy rom-coms, which I can appreciate those sometimes, but in my very limited Christmas movie watching time, I'm not gonna prioritize those. But are any of the new ones, oh, what was that new one with the musical Jingle Jangle that came out? Was that last year, the year before last? I need to add that to my list. So anything like that, like movies that have come out either this year or in the last couple of years, newer ones that you love.
When we say on Hanukkah, what we do is we first light the middle candle, which is what we call the shamash. And now what we do is that we light the Hanukkah candles from right to left, and we add a candle for every single day. So tonight is the first night of Hanukkah, and then there's only 1 candle on the menorah. When we light the candles, we say for the first night, not the only first 2 prayers, but also one last prayer. Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Then the last song prayer that we sing It's only on the first night of Hanukkah, and you say this prayer to commemorate any new holiday in the Jewish calendar. Baruch atah Adonai b'zman hazeh.
She is always so enthralled when we sing to her. All right, this is our collection of Hanukkah books. These two I gave Sam the last 2 years. That doesn't make any sense. I was gonna say the years since we've gotten engaged, but we've had multiple Hanukkahs since then. Maybe I just struggled to find more books. I don't know. But I know I gifted these to him. This one I got recently, like since being pregnant. I don't remember when or where, to be honest. And then these two, my mother-in-law brought with her last week. This one is like brand new. Like she bought this one. Oh, I think that is a Target dollar spot label. I didn't see that when I was there because this is from the Target dollar spot, which I will do a video of decorations. It's not today, but this is the Target dollar spot. Anyways, and then this one she brought, which was actually Sam's from when he was a baby. Look at him. Oh my God, so cute. So I think it would be really cool. Like we'll read one tonight. We need to get 3 more. And then we'll have one to read each night of Hanukkah. Like as she grows up, every year we can read like one on each night. We could wrap them up and she could open them. That would be fun. It's like an advent calendar, but for Hanukkah, and it's books. I'm so excited. This one, highly, 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 highly recommend. I absolutely love this book. We've got football on the TV, so I brought the advent calendars into here so we could do them in here. And I think we're finally gonna just do 3 nights so we can play catch up and be all caught up. And then we'll report back after 1 full week, which one we like better. All right, we're all caught up. Now, which one do you like better?
I think overall, the not as fancy truffles, but I am partial to fruit and chocolate.
Yeah, so today on the fancy one, 2 of the 3 were fruit and chocolate, which I do not, fun fact about me, like fruit with my chocolate. Everyone thinks I'm weird. I just don't like it. Like I don't want strawberries with my chocolate cake. I don't want like one of them was raspberry, one of them was strawberry with chocolate.
It's delicious.
It's not my thing. So yeah, I definitely like the less expensive one. Overall, I think it's just kind of, I don't know, it's less fancy and I like those chocolates better. So next year I probably would just get that one. But
it
was nice.
But
also what?
Fruit with chocolate's great.
So we should just get both again next year.
Maybe.
All right, it is halftime and I'm going to bed. When I originally found out her due date, sorry, that other position was not comfortable. I had these like visions of all the baby snuggles while I was watching football and it was gonna be so awesome. And it has been, except for night games. Because by the time night games roll around, and man, I'm an hour earlier than I used to be for night games. And it has made a difference. I'm very thankful that I'm in Central Time. But unless it is my team, and even then, it had to be a big game. Otherwise, I can't stay up for the second half of night games. I'm just too tired and she's asleep, so like I also need to be asleep. So yeah, this game didn't really matter, so I am going to bed. Sunday night though, Eagles, Cowboys. This video will be going live that day. That night I will be staying up for the whole thing, and I might regret that on Monday, but it will be worth it. Oh, hi kitty, are you gonna come snuggle me? Come here. Do you wanna come be a part of the vlog? Come here. Do you wanna show everyone your cute face? We can't show everyone the disaster that is the rest of this room though. It's a mess. It's a mess. Hi, sweet girl. Oh, Charlie says, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. To a clean, that I said that wrong.